Welcome. And ladies, remember those four cards that we created last Wednesday? Those four cards will fit right in this bag, okay? So this is the little Peachy Keen gift bag that we're gonna make tonight, and that'll be the second project. Hey, Chris, all of this paper's fabulous. So you could certainly pick a different paper in the You're a Peach designer paper collection to use. Isn't this fun? Now you've seen this bag before a few months ago, and I'll show you later, and I'm sure you're going to recall it, okay? And I think Sue's even made a few of these. Our first project tonight is going to be my Hostess Club card for the month. So all of my ladies who I will be joining this Friday and Saturday. This is our club card. Oh, thank you, Simone. I'm so glad you like it. So you open this up and then you can write your greeting. All right, so that'll be the first one that we create tonight. I'm so glad you like it. Love the paper, just love it. Hello, Pam. Hey, Diana, welcome. So these are the two projects. If you don't have this die set, I'm going to give you some alternatives. This is from Hippo and Friends, but don't worry about that yet. That's coming for the second project, okay? I'm so glad you love the club card because I love it too. So thank you, Diana. All right, so I'm going to put these aside and we're going to go over a few announcements. I have a brand new tutorial. Sharon, good morning from Australia. So cool to have you. I'll remind everyone when you comment, your name is put into the drawing to win the projects tonight. And the person who wins the second project, which is right here, you will get the bag and all the items and you will assemble it at home. It'll be all ready to assemble when it arrives to you, all right? None of the stamping is done, okay? And let's see, our second card, this will also go home with a lucky winner tonight. So you do want to comment, say hello, tell us where you're from, just like Sharon did. She's from Australia, which is super cool. All right. Oh, yay, Nancy. I'm so glad you found me too. Yay. All right. Well, ladies, I have a brand new tutorial this month, and you know what? I didn't show you last week because I didn't have the image for it yet. But this is our brand new tutorial for the month of July. And when you place an order in my online store of $35 or more, this tutorial is yours free, and it's 16 projects, okay? 16 projects with detailed instructions, all current products. And that is yours free. Hello, Denise. Hello, Lee. Okay. Oh, Nancy's from Kansas. Cool, Nancy. Thanks for sharing that. Now also, when you shop in my online store, you can earn a B for every $35 in product purchased. And when you've earned 10 Bs, I will notify you via email at the end of the month and let you know that you've earned 35 in product, okay? And it doesn't expire. So you can certainly wait if you want to, okay? But I'll remind you at the end of every month, or whenever your card's full, that's when I'll remind you. We also have our fantastic designer paper sale going on, and that is for 15% off. Don't use that hostess code that you see on the designer paper because it changed today. We have a brand new hostess code starting today. And this is the code 2KV47AUN. All right. And I also have that on my grid paper as well. Okay. And so tonight is all about peaches. All right. It's the You're a Peach Suite. And this will be the final night. So if you missed last Wednesday night, please go back and watch. We made 4 cards, okay? So good to have all of you with me tonight. For those of you who are brand spanking new, welcome. My name is Tammy Shia, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And I've been a demonstrator for 13 years. And whenever a new catalog comes out, it's like my first year of stamping. So I get really excited with the new catalogs, and we'll have a new catalog launching in August. So for anyone who's placed an order with me in the last 6 months, you're going to get that catalog, and you're going to get the celebration catalog too, okay? All right. I know it's really hard to cut some of it. Actually, Sharon, it's hard to cut all of our designer paper, isn't it? Because it's all so pretty. Hey, Pam, I'm so happy to have you tonight. Thanks for joining. All right, so I'm going to switch on over to my hands, and I'm going to zoom in. So excuse my reach. Here we go. And we're going to be using a balmy blue card base. Now, Jennifer has left me a message. So Jennifer says, so many good packs of DSP on sale right now. I'm stocking up on Beauty of the Earth for fall and winter cards and Tidings of Christmas to get a head start on Christmas cards. Jennifer, that is an awesome idea. Absolutely. You are shopping smart, girl. Hi, Jeanne. Welcome. So nice to have so many of you all tonight. I know I keep saying that, but I truly mean it. So thank you. All right. Well, let's get started. We're going to start again with a balmy blue card base. Okay. And I've already taken time to cut this and to score it. Okay, but basically, ladies, what you do is you cut your cardstock, okay, at 5.5 by 8.5, then score it at 4 1/4. Now, after you've scored it at 4 1/4, this is what we do every Wednesday night when we make our card bases. You're going to want to cut or trim off some of the front. So you want to keep 2 3/4 inches. That's going to be the front of your card. So if you have your paper trimmer, I'll show you how I do it. I take the score line and I put it on 2 3/4, which is right here. I know that's hard for you to see. And you slide that there, and that's where you trim it off, okay? So I'm trimming off 1 3/4 inches, okay? Ooh, where do I get my 6x6 clear bags to put your paper after you cut it? My actually, Maria, my bags I think are 4x6 and they're Stampin' Up! So after I cut and I have scrap paper, it just goes in the Stampin' Up! Cello bag. And I think that's what you're referring to. If not, I'll have to think about that, okay? So I hope everyone understands that, okay? You're cutting this at 2 3/4 from the score line. So you're basically trimming off. You are trimming off you're trimming off 1.5 inches. I told you 1 3/4, but you're trimming off 1.5 inches off the front, okay? So just want to be sure that you know that. All right. And so once that's done, we're actually going to, we're going to need this scoring blade again. So let me bring it back in. And ladies, this Whisper White scalloped rectangle is from, and I know you're going to guess what it is. It's from our Scalloped Contours dies. And it's this one right here. Okay, so this is the one that I'm using, and that is the third one from the smallest. Okay, all right. So I will put that back. Yep, Ziploc bags also work. Absolutely. All right, now this is already scored, but if you're doing this at home, I want you to know where to score it. So I'm going to zoom on in. And do you see, we're going to count our scallops from the right. So 1, 2, 3. And at that third scallop, what you're going to do is you're going to put this in your trimmer, okay? And you're going to score between the third and fourth scallop, all right? Which I'll go ahead and do. I've already done it, but we'll do it again, all right? So that is what you want to score, okay? So be sure to do that. You're going to need to be able to do that. And then we're going to take a blending brush, okay? And we're going to take Balmy Blue. I love the contour die, Sue. I think I use them on every card. Still using them on every card. All right, just so you can see what I'm doing, I am actually making a circular motion on the Balmy Blue ink pad with my blending brush, okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start off the paper, and then I'm going to move in right on top that basic white, and I'm going to use a swirling motion. And this is going to be plenty of ink. So be sure that you start out light with your ink. You can always add more color, but you can't take it away. Also, if the ink gets over here on the scored part, that's okay because it's going to be covered up. So you can actually blend the entire piece if you want, okay? All right. So we have that done, and now we're going to assemble the card, and then we'll do some more stamping with it. You're going to need a piece of Whisper White cardstock, and this is going to measure 4 1/4 inches by 5 1/2 inches, okay? And this sheet of designer paper, and I'll zoom out just a little. Hey, Mana, hello. Hi, Connie. Yes, the brushes are currently on back order, and I don't believe they are orderable. All right, they're in non-orderable status currently, okay, or they were this morning. Your designer paper needs to measure 1 1/2 inches by 5 1/2 inches, okay? And now what we're going to do is we're going to tape that designer paper right along this Whisper White. And I'm zooming out so that you can see me do that, okay? Y'all are counting. I see y'all counting. I'm like, what are they counting? All right, I'm gonna bring in my stamp and seal. And I'm gonna put it on the back of my designer paper because I want the Balmy Blue lines to show. And I'm going to add it right along here. All right. And then I'm actually ready to insert this, okay? But before I insert this, I actually need to add this piece right here, okay? Hi, Liz, welcome. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the stamp and seal and run it along here, okay? And then you can actually position this piece anywhere you want. It could be at the top, it could be in the middle, or even could be even lower. Okay, so that part is optional. I am actually going to put it in the middle, and I'm going to fold it on that score line. I'm going to go up just a little bit, and I'm going to put it right there. Okay, so that part is done, and now I can tape the entire thing inside. All right. All right. Gosh, this thing was gliding so good earlier. It was like my lucky night here. All right. And now I'm ready to add this right inside of the card base. All right. So I'm going to put it right there. Okay. And now that part is done. So let's look at it. Look at the difference that this paper is going to make. Liz, I'm so glad you like the layout. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So now we're going to add some more designer paper here. And I'm going to give you the measurements for this. This piece is going to measure 2 5/8 of an inch. I know this is a really fun fold, and I was reminded of this fun fold when I was on Pinterest last week. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do that with the peach card. This is 5 3/8, ladies. All right, so make sure you see that 5 3/8. All right. Yes, the blue paper is from the peach collection. Absolutely, Simone. Now you're going to need a piece of designer paper. I could even use that side if I want. This is going to measure 2 1/2 inches by 5 1/4 inches. Now all of these measurements will be on my blog this Friday, okay? All right, so we're now ready to go ahead and add our peach paper. All right. Okay, and now we're going to center this. Aren't the colors fun? Yes, the measurements will be listed later, Sharon, and I'm going to list them on my blog, and I will notify you on Facebook, and it's possible that I even put them on Facebook, okay? I usually try and do both, but you can always count on my blog to have them. All right, so here is our piece of paper, okay? And by the way, my blog address is www.becreativestamping.com. So it's super easy to remember, and you can always catch the Facebook replay, supply list, and measurements. You can count on that to be Fridays over on my blog, okay? All right, now I'm going to center this on the front panel. All right, so I'm doing that right now. Okay. And now when I close it, look what I have. Okay, so we're getting there. Now we're going to do a bit of stamping. I'm going to start with the peaches that we're going to use tonight. You could also use the flowers if you want. That's another option, okay? So we're gonna stamp our peaches, and I'm going to use, we did this last week. This is the sponge dauber technique. And we're gonna use pale papaya. And then we're gonna use Calypso Coral with the sponge dauber. I'm going to get that card out of the way so I don't put ink on it. And here is my pad, because this is a photopolymer stamp. All right, it's not a rubber stamp, so it doesn't have the cushioning. So I'm inking up in pale papaya. And then I'm going to take a sponge dauber. It's Calypso Coral. And I'm just going to sponge the edges. I have no idea how this is going to turn out. All right, every one is different. Every peach is different. And I'm gonna stamp, and look what I have. Isn't that pretty? Tara, I think this does have a name, and honestly, I can't remember it. It wouldn't be a gatefold, I don't believe. I can't think of the name of it. Maybe someone else watching will know, because I'm not sure. All right, and now we're going to stamp the branch that the peaches are going to be on. And I'm stamping in Pear Pizzazz, okay? Yay, Peggy! So happy to have you tonight. All right, so that is Pear Pizzazz. And our little words, let me grab this. And actually, let's see, let's do Balmy Blue for the words. And this is gonna say to a sweet friend, and this is actually gonna go home with a sweet friend. It's gonna be one of you. All right. Ah, terrible. I pushed way too hard. Does that ever happen to y'all? Let's try it again. All right, I am going to press much lighter. Very good, got it that time. All right. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do, ladies, we're gonna go ahead and cut these items out, but we're also creating a tag tonight for our bag. So let's go ahead and stamp our peach, our words, and the stems. Okay, so let's do that. We're gonna do all our cutting at one time. All right, so we'll cut this a little bit later. And now we're going to work on our peach. Now with this particular peach for the tag, all right, so I'll bring that back in and you can see this peach here. We're gonna learn a new technique tonight. It was something that I had promised you all last week. And I almost let my magnets get together. What am I thinking? We're just gonna use the Stamparatus to hold everything in place. I'm so glad you like the bag. That's where our peach is gonna go tonight. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that there. And then I'm gonna teach you a technique using the Stampin' Right Pale Papaya, all right? And the light Poppy Parade Stampin' Blend, okay? Yay! I can't wait for your order to come either, Connie. All right, yeah, this is the second project tonight, okay? But I thought it would be easier if we cut everything at one time, all right? Because that'll save us a little bit of time instead of me constantly bringing in the Stampin' Cut emboss machine, all right? So it'll save us a few seconds anyway, right? All right. And then we're gonna go back to that first card and we're gonna finish it up and then we're gonna make this bag. Okay, so my Pale Papaya is done. I'm sorry, I have a fluorescent light, so it's kind of hard for you to see. I'm going to take the brush tip of the marker. This is Light Poppy Parade, and I'm actually just gonna add a little Poppy Parade over on this side, all right? Again, I have no idea how this is going to turn out. Every single peach is different, all right? But this is another great technique for using your Stampin' Right marker and your Poppy Parade. All right, so it looks like we need some more coverage here. And so I'm gonna go back and use Pale Papaya. This is the other nice reason for using the Stamparatus for something like this. And it looks like I just need it to color in this area. I probably just didn't press hard enough. And I think that'll kind of take care of it. So let's see We'll do this again. I am sitting down, and during the week I stand up and stamp, so my pressure I know is different. So we're gonna do it again. Thank goodness for the Stamparatus. I'm gonna get there right in the middle. All right, let's see if I can get that last part. And I'm pushing kind of hard now. And there's my peach, okay? And I'm pretty satisfied with that. I could certainly take the pale papaya, ink the stamp again. I could also do some coloring there, but our stem is going to be there. So I think it's gonna end up looking nice, okay? So we will go with that. I'm gonna close this up. And as far as the tag is concerned, we do need a stem. So let's go ahead and create a stem with our Pear Pizzazz. I know the Stamparatus is so nice. And you know what? I think we sometimes forget to use it. So especially for something like this, when you're using two different colors, and I'll zoom in so you can see the peach better. Isn't that pretty? So it's just another way of stamping, just a different technique for you to try. And let's see, I think that's gonna be it. We're actually going to need to cut one of these, and so I'm gonna do that in Calypso Coral. So hang tight, we're gonna stamp one more set of words. Where are my words? All right. And this one we'll have to cut out. And one of the best suggestions I can give you is to stamp more than one. That way, if you cut it and the die moves, you already have a second one cut. All right, so don't forget about that. I know it does look real, doesn't it? I know, it's pretty cool. All right, we're now ready for our machine. All right, so we're gonna get ready to do that. So let me zoom out. I'm going to bring in our Stampin' Cut emboss machine. These are dies, so we're going to use platforms 1 and 2. And then here is number 3 that we're going to need. And I'm going to grab the dies. All right. So this one right here is going to go here. And this one goes here. And I'm going to scoot that up a little bit. I'm going to scoot that over a little bit. All right. And you all know my technique, right? My technique is to put this plate on here and hold your breath and roll it through. And that's exactly what we're going to do, okay? All right. And it looks like we've got a stem right here, and here is our peach. And I'm just going to put these 2 dies back so that I don't lose them. And let's see. Now we're going to need this die, and I like this better. So I'm going to put this here. Love the little banner. My fingers are, I'm just shaking. I don't know why. All right, I tell you what I'm going to use. I'm going to use this. Now you can also lay a Post-it note over this if you want, and you can use washi tape if you want, or you can use my method, and that is to roll through and hold your breath. All right. Okay. And peaches are actually really delicious right now. We've gotten some peaches and they've been awesome. So here is our sweet friend. We'll be using that later for the tag. And now I know we need to cut out, excuse me, we're going to cut out our peaches. And you just keep turning this die until you figure out where the peach goes, okay? You just keep turning it around, okay? Oh, thank you, Sue. I know, I'm really happy with the way it turned out. The peach turned out, even though we had to stamp it several times. And with that technique, it's so nice to have the Stamparatus. So I know you'll be in class this weekend, so you'll get to see that up close and personal. All right, we're gonna go ahead. And you know what? I think I need to even up some plates here. I'm going a little crooked. And whoops, you know what? My die moved on my peaches, so I do want to take care of that. I hope it hadn't, I think it had already cut a little bit, so we'll see what happens. Okay. All right. And there we go. Well, I'm so glad y'all like the peach. Oh, good. My peaches turned out, even my little ones. You're going to love them. All right. So here's two of them. The third one dropped, so we'll find that in a second. And this is our branch. And I think this is it as far as their cutting. So as you can see, the dies are very basic. All right, just super basic dies, real easy to work with, okay? So I'm gonna move this out of the way. And we're gonna come back to our card right here. All right, and we're going to add this brown branch. Oh, Denise, a peach cobbler sounds amazing right now. Gosh. Oh no, Katie, you broke your magnets. Did they get stuck together, Katie? Because they love to shatter when they do that. I've never had it happen to me, but I have heard of it happening. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in so you all can see what I'm up to. All right. And let's see. There we go. And we'll peel these off. Of course, you know I'm popping this up. We're using the minis to do it. All right. Oh no, Sharon. Oh yeah, it's about the right time of the year for us, and we've had some good ones. Okay, so there's our branch, and now we're going to add our peaches, and you all already know that I'm going to pop these peaches up because when I do, they look adorable. Oh my goodness, they shattered across the kitchen. It was only my second time using it. Oh no. Katie, I'm glad you didn't give up on the Stamparatus, okay? I think some people would. They would be like, you know what? Forget this. I'm never going to use the Stamparatus again. So, good for you for not giving up. Now, ladies, these peaches, as far as I know, they really don't have a rhyme or a reason, so they can go anywhere on the branches, okay? As far as I know, I haven't noticed anything. And we'll put that one right there. And then we're going to take Sweet Friend, and we are going to put dimensionals here, just like that. All right. You guys are making me hungry with all the peach recipes. All right. And now I'm going to lay this right across here, okay? Let's do a little Wink of Stella. Oh, you know what? We haven't done the ribbon, but that's okay. We'll do that next. So this is going to be the Wink of Stella here, okay? And we'll get those peaches just to shine and glisten, and it even makes them look more real, okay? And then we can also add to our leaves on the branch. All right, and you could also do your Wink of Stella before the words. I actually forgot. I always forget about Wink of Stella until the last moment. And let's go ahead and add some Genial Gems. And these are in the annual catalog as well. And I'll put one here and here. Oops. And here. All right. So that goes there. I know, I love this suite. I could spend the entire month on this suite, to be quite honest. So, all right, so there are just tons of things you can do with it. Now, on this one, I did add the sweet ribbon, and this is the one without, okay? So I am gonna add the ribbon again because for those of you who know me really well, you know that I love ribbon. So Peggy's asking, where is that small label from? Yes, so this small label, Peggy, is in the Peach Suite. It's with the dies, okay? So you will find it with the dies. And I love it because a lot of the words in the stamp set fit it. And I'll show that to you in just a second. All right, so now I'm just gonna make this bow as small as I can. All right, I don't want it too big. And then I'm gonna add the glue dot. I'm just gonna smash that knot right on top that glue dot. And then I'm gonna just put it here at the bottom. And then I'm going to cut this. And just think, one of you is going to win this card tonight. So if you're brand new or if you haven't commented tonight, please do. The ribbon is Pale Papaya, and it's one of our new in colors, and you're gonna find it in your share box. You actually got 2.5 yards of this in your share box, okay? So great question. So this is our first project. So I hope you like it. Yeah, that open weave ribbon is awesome. Absolutely. All right. So we're going to put this card aside. Okay. Thank you, ladies. I'm so glad you like it. I'm happy with it. But does anybody know the name of this fold? Is it a gatefold? I don't know. I don't know what it is. So I'm going to grab a sip of water. Okay, and then we're gonna get started. Oh my gosh, Gail, your share box papaya is gone. You need a whole roll of that, Gail. Okay. I see, Sharon. I knew you were gonna want to cut your DSP. I knew it. Hi, Cheryl. Welcome. Flat fold, you might be right, Laura. Anybody else know? Yes, Sue, I do have your share box and I plan on bringing it this weekend, okay? I have not forgotten, okay? All right, well, I'm gonna set this to the side and then we're gonna move on and I'm gonna talk to you about this little gift box. And yes, the cards and the envelopes do fit inside, okay? So remember those 4 cards we created last week? And some of you even earned those free. Those 4 cards we made will fit in here, okay? So keep that in mind, all right? Thank you. I'm so glad you all like it. All right, I'm gonna grab my, oh, I know what I wanna show you. Connie brought up a good point. She was asking me about the dies. So these are the peach dies. We've already done the sponge dauber technique tonight, and we've already done the Stamparatus ink to paper technique. Did that tonight. And these are the flowers. They also come in a trio, and you just stamp them once and you cut them once. And then this die right here is included in the die set. And look how many words it fits. And then you get a branch, you get extra leaves, you get extra flowers. So it's a really nice die set. All right. So now I'm gonna show you, we've made this bag before, and I wanna show you where we've made it, okay? I don't know if you'll remember this or not, but I think some of you will. So what I'm gonna do is, you can see here the video is going. I'm gonna go up here to my Be Creative page and I'm going to click on videos, okay? So when I click on videos, I can scroll down and see all of my Facebook Live videos. So I didn't know whether you all know how to find this or not. And so that's why I'm showing you, and I'm gonna keep scrolling down until we get to the video that I'm looking for. It was back in April. Let's see. And hopefully it's gonna show up soon. We've made this back, oh now that's Christmas. We've gone too far. So let's back up. Here it is. Do you see this right here? That's the Hydrangea Hill gift bag and card, okay? And so we have actually made the hydrangea bag, okay, right there. And so if you like those handles, which are the stitched shapes, if you like those handles, watch this video, okay? Because it'll tell you right there. I'm gonna show you something else. You can go over to my Be Creative Stamping blog, okay? And I know it was in April, so I am going to cruise down to April 2021. I'm gonna click on that and I'm going to scroll and I'm looking for the hydrangea bag. All right, here it is. So this is the post, okay, April 18th. And it says, this is my Facebook Live presentation from Wednesday, April 14th, okay? And ladies, here's the bag. So I'm sure you have hydrangea paper, and if you ever want to make this bag, you can, okay? Here are the card measurements for the card that coordinates with it, and then these are the gift bag measurements. So we're actually making the same bag tonight, but we're going to do it with different handles, all right? But you might want to jot down BeCreativeStamping.com, April 18th, 2021, okay? I'll go back to my Facebook page now, and if you go to the very top and click More, you'll see videos, okay? And that's where you find all of my Facebook Live videos, okay? And it occurred to me today that you might not know that, and so I wanted to show you that, okay? All right, I'm gonna move this now. And we're going to get back to our bag. Okay, so tonight we are going to use the Hippo and Friends dies to create the handles of the bag. All right, so I want to show you in the catalog where you can find Hippo and Friends. And I think it's good. Yep, it's an alphabetical order in the back. It's page 163, and this is Hippo and Friends. It does have a coordinating stamp set on page 62. So let's look at the stamp set real quick. And it's right after the peaches. And this is the cute little stamp set that goes with it. And I know some of my customers have this and love the little stamp set, okay? So this is the stamp set. We're gonna use just the dies, okay? All right. Now, I'm actually going to use a different set of dies, all right? I'm gonna try this set tonight, and I'm gonna use this one if I can grab it as well. So this is the handle that I'm going to use this evening, okay? This is the other handle. So the handle for this bag is right here and right here, okay? Now, both of these handles work the same, all right? So if you have a different set of dies, you can use them. It doesn't have to be identical to what I'm using tonight. The reason I'm not using the stitched shaped ovals like I did on the hydrangea bag is because the stitched shapes retired. And I want to use current product, okay? And so these are the handles that I'm going to be using, all right? So I wanted to let you know about that. The tag on the bag tonight is from Tailor Made Tags. Thank you, Jacqueline. Look who's watching. My daughter, Jacqueline. She is watching from Cleveland. Oh, I miss you, sweetheart. Oh, how cool. Okay, enough of that. These are the Tailor Made tags. This is the tag we're using tonight. So it's this one right here, which is next to the largest, okay? And this is what the tags look like when they're all cut out. So I'll give you a few seconds to look at that. Thank you, Cheryl. Yeah, the bag would be absolutely perfect for a gift. And that's what I did for Mother's Day. All right, so that's the Tailor Made tags. I just want you to be aware of those dies as well, okay? All righty, let me get some of this out of the way. And we're gonna do some scoring and some cutting. So are you ready? Jacqueline, everybody's so happy you're here tonight. I am too. Okay. So the first thing that you want to start with, oh, and guess what? I did measurements for you tonight. So I'm gonna give everyone a few minutes. If you want to take a screenshot, please do. Feel free to do that, okay? So these are the measurements, and we're gonna create the gift bag. And I even put the hydrangea gift bag is blog post 4/18/2021. If you wanna go back and look at that bag with the stitched shaped dies, okay? All right, so I'll give everyone a few minutes to get your screenshot. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and move this now. You'll see these measurements again, okay? They'll be on my Facebook page Friday along with my blog, okay? All right. Now we're going to start with 2 pieces of designer paper. And you may have noticed I switched up on you. Instead of this one, we're going to use this one, okay? So I'm using a different paper that is part of the designer paper pack, okay? All right, so 2 of these. And they're going to measure 6 inches by 4 1/4 inches. Okay, and you need 2 of these panels. So that's the first thing you're going to need. Get my dimensionals out of the way. The next thing you're going to need, whoops, and I've just dropped stuff everywhere. You're going to need a sheet of old olive cardstock if you're using this designer paper, okay? So I'm using old olive for this bag, and it's measuring 3 inches. Yes, you're gonna need a pack of paper, Connie, absolutely. and 6 inches. So 3 by 6 inches, okay? This right here is the bottom of the bag. So I'm going to show you where to score, all right? And I'll go ahead and zoom in for this, okay? You're going to want to score at the 1/2 inch mark, okay? So I'm going to score there, get the cutter out of the way. There's that first score line. I'm going to turn it around and I'm going to score there again. Okay? All right. Okay. So that is what you're going to need, and that's what it's going to look like. And this is the bottom. And if you want, you can even fold these score lines. Okay? Just like that. And that's going to become the bottom of the tote. All right? That's right, Peggy. It is on sale. Absolutely. So grab a couple of packs. Stock up for the year. All right. Now the next thing you're going to need are the sides of the bag. All right. So now I'm talking about the side of the bag. Okay. So we've cut the bottom. This is the bottom. And now we're going to cut and score the sides. So when you do the sides, you need 2 of them, okay? And so your paper is going to measure 3 inches by 4 3/4 inches. And I want to check my measurements. Yep, 4 3/4 inches, and you need 2 of them. Now you're also going to be scoring this, and again, we're gonna score at this 1/2 inch mark. And we're going to score on 3 sides. All right, so that's one side. This is the second side, okay? And the third side. All right, and now that piece is done, okay? Let's do the other one. We're going to score at that 1/2 inch mark. Again, at a 1/2 inch. And a 1/2 inch. All right, everybody got that? Now, we're gonna do something that's a little tricky. We need to find the middle of this, and this is the side that is not scored across the top, okay? And the middle, since this is a 3 inches wide, the middle is 1 1/2. So here's my 1, 1 1/4, 1 1/2. I'm gonna put that cardstock on 1 1/2, and then I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna make a little tick mark, all right? And this is what I mean by a tick mark. Now, you can also take a pencil and mark that spot if you want, okay? Now, what I'm going to do is, and this can be very hard to see on camera, I'm gonna go to the top in the middle, and I'm gonna score down, and I wanna score right through that, okay? Then I'm gonna do it again, that score line right there, and I'm gonna score from here right on down through here, going right through that where this intersection is, okay? All right, so now we're gonna try it, and I'll zoom in even closer, and I hope that will help. I just don't know if it will. Do you see how I have that in the track? Let me move up. This is the point here, okay? I think it's gonna be hard for you. Let me zoom out a little maybe, and you might be able to see more. Let's see. Okay, so you know what? I can move it down a little too. All right, so I've got that in the track. this is over here, this intersection, so I've got to turn that. There we go. So I'm going to score from here to here. All right. And so that is what I've done. Okay. So from here, right through that. I hope that makes sense. And now I've got to do it again. So that tick mark, that's going right up there in the corner. This needs to also be there, and I believe it is. And now I'm going to score that. Okay. And that's what it's going to look like. And then I'm going to show you what happens. Hello, Mary. What's going to happen is we're going to fold these sides. And then this kind of pushes in, and that becomes the side of the bag. It'll make more sense when we get ready to do it, okay? All right, so let's make that other tick mark, because I haven't done this one. The center is 1.5, okay? And that score line needs to go right through there, so it's going from here to here. All right. All right, so that's what we want. And then we're going to do that again. I need it to go through this point. All right. And now that one goes through that point. Okay? All right. I wanted to just walk you through that because that can be super tricky. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're just going to trim that. I know, can you believe I'm trimming this? I'm just like taking it off. You'll see why. And then I'm going to cut off a little bit, just cutting off a little triangle. And from the score line down. And they don't have to be even on either side. And you'll see why later, okay? So that's how you're going to trim that. Let's go ahead and we'll do this one. This is the bottom of the bag. And this is the top. Okay, no measuring. I just did it, all right? Kathy, you will not mess it up. And you know what, to be quite honest, I'm sure I messed up my first couple, and it just takes a little bit of patience and a little bit of practice, and you can do it. Believe me, if I can do this, anybody can do it, okay? All right, so these are your sides, and this is the bottom. So now let's talk about handles, okay? So for the handles tonight, we are actually going to use our Stampin' Cut emboss machine again. If you cut your cardstock like this, you're going to be able to get 4 handles, okay, out of 1 sheet of this cardstock. So let me measure for you. It is 3.5 inches wide. Yes, Sue has made a ton of these bags. So you practice and you get used to it. This measurement is 11 inches. All right. So if you cut your cardstock 3.5 by 11 inches, you're going to get 4 handles out of this 1 sheet of paper. And you need 4 handles, and you'll see why, okay? Yeah, and the other nice thing is, Peggy, you can go back, hit replay, rewind, watch again, stop the video. It can be done, absolutely. All right, I think that's all that we're going to need our Stampin' Cut emboss machine for. So let's go ahead. I'm going to show you how to cut the handles. When the handle is done, it's going to look just like this. All right, so we're going to have a pretty interesting looking handle for this one. All right, and do I need to zoom out? No, I think I'm good. All right, I tell you, I'm talking so much tonight. I just can't get enough water. All right. So here is the largest one. All right. And then this is the next one we're going to use. All right. And you're just going to center it. And basically you're just going to eye it. All right. And then you're going to lay this on top. And you're going to roll this through. And you're going to do this 4 times because you want 4 handles. All right. There we go. And I think that'll do it. I've already cut the other handles, but I wanted you to see how it's done. So see, that's the shape. You'll cut another one, and another one, and you'll get 4. I'm gonna go ahead and move this. You get this beautiful negative piece that you can use on another project. Then I'm gonna put my dies away. So I use number 2 and I guess number 4, all right? And I use this on the other bag. But anyway, it's Hippo and Friends, and that's what I decided to go with. All right. Oh, I know one other thing we have to do, and I'm going to need this again. I knew it was something else. Hang on. All right. So I do need my Stampin' Cut Emboss machine again. I'm going to show you how to attach the handle, okay? So you do want to kind of find the middle of this. And you're probably going to want to come up till about here. And let's see, that's about 1 3/8, and this is about 1 1/4. So I think I'm going to slide it down a bit. That's 1 1/2, and that's almost 1 1/2. I'll slide it down a little bit. So I'm just trying to even it out. Just to be sure that I kind of have this in the center. All right, so I am going to bring the machine back in again. Totally forgot about this step, but it's a pretty easy step. Notice I have both pieces of paper, okay? All right, you're welcome, Sharon. Thanks for joining us tonight. All right, so I'm actually just going to lay it this way. I'm going to leave that handle there. All right. And I'm going to lay this right on top. Okay. All right. So let me make sure I got this. Last time in the hydrangea bag, I did use a Post-it note. But with this particular handle, this seems to be working. So we're gonna go with it, all right? And we're gonna, remember, we've got 2 pieces of designer paper in there, okay? Both are in there, so they'll be the same. Because we want the handles to be across from each other. That's the piece it cut out, okay? So that is done, and that's where the handle's going to be going. All right, and I'm going to glue it down. Okay, so that's actually going to be our next step. We're going to go ahead, we're going to take some Tombow glue, all right? We got to separate these. And here are my other handles. And let's see. This is the outside of the bag. And I'm just going to go around just like that. Okay, it's just a little bit of Tombow. And I'm going to zoom in for y'all to see. And then this handle goes right here. It just fits in like a puzzle, okay? Just like that. And then we can flip it over. All right. And we're gonna put the other handle on here so it really makes it look finished. There we go. We just kind of make sure they meet, and that is your first handle. Hey, Bess. Hello, hello. All right, so that's just one of them. Okay. There we go. All right, now let's do the other one. Same thing again. This is the front of the bag. It's hard to see that glue on camera, isn't it? I'll put that there. So see, it only takes a few minutes. We're gonna flip this over. And we're gonna match these handles up. And if they don't match perfectly, it's okay. That's the inside, remember? Hey, Margaret, welcome. All right. And so that is our other handle. Now, both handles are done. For those of you just joining, we are creating a tote bag tonight for our peach note cards. All right, so that's what we're working on right now. Now we're ready to add the bottom of the bag. All right, and remember, this is our bottom. And I want to add Stampin' Seal Plus for this, okay? Oh, thank you. You could also use Pear Pizzazz with this. That would also be pretty, and it'd be a little bit softer green. Okay, so now I'm ready to add my Stampin' Seal Plus. Okay, I'm gonna go over here to the inside of my bag, fold this over, and I am going to lay this right on top, like so. All right, so now that is attached, okay? So now we're ready to put the Stampin' Blend on this side. Stampin' Blend, Stampin' Seal Plus. Oh boy. And now we're ready to add this panel. Okay, just like this. And ladies, you now have the bottom of your bag. Okay? And then your handles are right across from each other, okay? So that's why you want to cut your paper, your designer paper, cut both at the same time, all right? So that's the bottom. So now we're gonna work on the top. I'm gonna zoom out. We're gonna work on the sides, excuse me. All right, remember we've done this. So now what we wanna do is we wanna fold on those score lines, okay? So I'm gonna fold like that, and then I'm gonna fold this score line, and this score line. So when it's standing up, the side's gonna look like this, okay? All right, so it gets a little tricky. Let's just go ahead. We're gonna put the Stampin' Seal Plus on all of it. I think I'm getting on some glue there. Yep. I'm gonna fold that in. And let's see, let's go ahead and we'll add the bottom first. All right. Okay, now what I did to add the bottom was that, all right? That's what I added, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and add the bottom to this one, okay? While we're here. And this one goes right along here. Okay, so that's what we have so far. And now we're about ready. See the side there? we're about ready to bring up our side. Okay, and we're gonna bring that all the way up, just like that. Okay, see how I brought that up? And then this one's gonna go right along here. Okay, just like that. All right, and that is your first side. Oh, listen, I'm sure I messed up on my first one too, Kathy. I'm gonna take my bone folder and I'm gonna get in there and I'm just rubbing those sides right there, okay? I just took the bone folder and just kind of rubbed in there to make sure that they were sticking. All right, so now we've got our other side. This is what's left. Okay, I think it helps to bend the sides. Yeah, extra hands are always nice. All right, so I've done this side. The second side is easier to do. And then, and I got this idea months ago from my good friend and fellow demonstrator. She lives in Germany and she and I are BFFs. And we met on the Mediterranean cruise during one of the Stampin' Up! Incentive trips. So I haven't seen her in a couple of years, but she lives in Germany. So ladies, this is the gift tote. What do you think? Isn't that fun? So fun. All right, now we're gonna make the tag, and that's gonna be super quick for us. I think it will be anyway. This is the tag. I've already taken the time to stamp that. And I think I'm gonna use Calypso Coral. And let's use Sweet as a Peach. Now, this gift bag is going to go home with someone tonight, but when it arrives, it will not be put together. You will have to assemble, okay? So keep that in mind. I'm so glad you all like it. And let's see. We need our peach that we stamped earlier using the ink to paper technique. And then we're going to add a glue dot to the very front of the stem. And I've got to pick up that peach there. All right, that nice juicy peach. There we go. I'm so glad you guys like it. Yay! All right, now this is a great time for you to ask questions. All right, anybody have any questions about the Your Peach Suite? I'm gonna show you the mini jam jars. I have not done that, okay? Yay, yeah. You know what? Practice on some of your retired designer paper. All right, that is a great thing to do. All right, look at that peach. I love it. Then let's go ahead and let's get some Wink of Stella on here before we finish it. All right. I hope my Tappahannock peach wins too. It would be peachy keen, right? All right, so many puns with the peach words. All right, I'm so glad everybody likes the bag. I'm gonna have measurements for you. All right, isn't the handle fun? The handle is from Hippo and Friends. All right, that's gonna be for my words. And I'll show you the other handle in a minute, okay? So any of your dies can work for handles. You just have to look through your dies, okay? Yeah, I know, the Peach Suite is awesome. Peggy, I know you're happy that I'm using Wink of Stella because I know she's your best friend. I'm talking to Peggy Etheridge. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of catty corner that. And guess what? I have bees. All right, so we're going to use a bee on our peach. And I'm just going to lay that bee right on the glue dot. Okay, and then I'm going to put it right there. What do you think? Now this is where I add the ribbon. Let's see. Let's see, let's see. I've kind of forgotten how I did my ribbon. I hope that's enough ribbon. Hi, Joyce. Hello, hello. Yeah, y'all need to comment. If you've been watching all night and you haven't said anything, this is your chance to win this bag tonight and the card that we made, okay? All right, hang on. I'm going to try and thread this through. I think I'm going to use my, yeah, I got to get that through there. There we go. I figured that when I did the first tag, I found out that doing this actually made the tag lay better on the bag. So that's why I'm doing this. Yes, it needs to come to New York. Absolutely. And who would have ever guessed bees? I never used the bees, right? All right, so that's the tag, which I think is even cuter than the original. Hello, Joyce. All right, so that's our cute little tag, and the tag is from Tailor Made Tags. Now this is where, let me see, how am I gonna do this? I always have to figure out how I'm gonna lay this. I think this will work. Will this work? I don't think it's gonna lay right. I think I gotta go this way. Just trying to get this to lay flat. All right. I'm so glad y'all like the tag. Thank you. That was kind of an afterthought, so I'm really glad you like it. All right, there we go. I'm just tying this around the handle. I'm glad y'all like the handles. So, whoops. Yeah, I made these bags for Mother's Day, and I gave one to my aunt, who's not watching tonight, and one to my mom, and then I think one to my sister, and I had some little jewelry and stuff in them. So it was fun. Okay, I know I look like I've never tied a bow before, but I have. And look at that. What do you think? Oh, thank you, Marlene. Thank you so much. I'm here every Wednesday night at 7:30 Eastern Time. So this is the bag we made tonight, and I'm kind of thinking I like this one just as much. Check out the handles. Check out the handles on this tote. All right. So then you decide which handles you like. And this is what I used. All right. And it's the same technique, just different handles. Tailor-made tags for the tag on the bag. All right. I'm so glad y'all like it. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'll come back next week with all these thank yous. I'll come back next week. All right, so someone is going to win this bag tonight, these handles and this paper. It will be unassembled, and you'll just have to watch this replay to put it together. Yay, Marlene. I'm so glad you're going to come back. All right, any questions regarding the Peach Suite? There is one more thing I want to show you that we never got to. And that's the little mini jam jars. And I believe you get 6 of them. Isn't this cute? This is more of that peach paper. This is the pale papaya ribbon, a different one. I cut a 2-inch circle and glued that on the top. That's just designer paper. And this is the little peach. Have a peachy day to a sweet friend. All right, and I just finished it off like that. And then inside, I have little orange candies. They're not peach. And these orange candies came from TJ Maxx, and they always have them when you check out, okay? So this is the little peach jar, all right, right there, because I didn't get a chance to show you those. Would you like to see a few more cards that I've made? I'm gonna grab them for you real quick. I'll just zoom in on that. My little jar wants to roll. But let me grab the other cards. Okay, so some other, oops, excuse me, hit my table. This is one that I made. It's called Have a Peachy Day. This is a super simple card, and I did use the You're a Peach designer paper for that, okay? Thanks, Maria. So that's Have a Peachy Day. And then these I cased from another demonstrator, and I'll give you her name. I wrote it on the back. Let me zoom out. So aren't these sweet? And this one, you see this scallop? Peach rings would be awesome. Absolutely, Peggy. This scallop is from this, okay? And that's Scalloped Contours dies, okay? The reason I didn't use the peach rings because I think they're loose and they're not individually wrapped. So with COVID, I didn't want to do that. But yeah, the peach rings would be perfect. So again, there's the designer paper. And what I'm showcasing here is you've got peaches on this branch, flowers on this branch. And the demonstrator who created these is Janique. I can't say her name. She's an artisan. She's a stampin'. She's on the artisan design team, okay? And her work is beautiful. This is her name. And she created these cards. And look at the little flowers. They're just from the dies, but I kind of used them as embellishments. So I just really liked what she had. The scallop is right here, Maria, from Scalloped Contours, okay? So that's what I used, and Maria, I think you have that. So that's those two cards. And I got these on the Stampin' Up! Incentive trip, and so this one is Water City Stamping, Renee Koki, and it's Oshkosh, Wisconsin. And this was my one of my swaps from the incentive trip. She made this card. And actually, this card was the inspiration to my fun fold. Okay? So that's actually where I got the idea. And then another swap is this one right here. There's the designer paper. Here are the scallop contour dies again. Yes, you can change the papers, you can change the fruit, so it'll all match. Look what she did on the inside. Isn't that cute? And this is from Carol Hickman, chickstamper.com. And so this was another one of my Hawaii incentive trip swaps. And I love this one. This is from Sandy Carlson, another one of my incentive trip swaps. And Sandy is in Minnesota, and she's just super sweet. Just love her. And she made this card. Isn't that pretty? And that also, see this blending? That's where the inspiration for this blending came from. It's all coming back to me now. So it's amazing, you know, you can take different things from different cards, and I just love these two papers together, and so that's kind of why I went with that. All right, yeah, put the peach sweet on your list. It is a must. I'll show you the 4 cards from last week that we made. You may decide that you want to go back and watch last week's replay just in case you didn't join us. Last week, when you placed an order in my online store, you got these cards free, all right? And by the way, ladies, I'll be cutting your paper this Friday. I'm running a bit behind. I have 2 meetings this week and 3 classes. And so I haven't found the time to cut the cardstock, but that is coming. But these were last Wednesday night. If you weren't with us last Wednesday, go back, take a look, all right? And make these too, all right? Connie said if I had my paper, I'd be in my craft room right now. I know you would, Connie. I know, I love the 2 blues together. Aren't they awesome? These are just such beautiful ice cream colors is what I want to call them.